Hello wonderful people and welcome back to my channel and happy new year. It is the first day of the first month and it's a Monday when I'm filming this, which just feels like perfection. What a perfect day for me to reset and get everything in order for a brand new year. I don't know about you, but my Christmas decorations are still up, which is quite apparent. As much as I love that coziness that they bring, it's time to have a clean house, declutter, put everything away until October because this tree's been up since October. So I am very much looking forward to just a clean house, a fresh start. Every single day is obviously a fresh start, but I really want to make this year the best year yet, as cliche as that sounds. And it's more from the perspective of happiness this year. That is like my biggest focus this year, just being happy, being in a good headspace. And I think such a big part of that is having a good environment. So I work from home. It's a lot when your home is not looking how you want it to be productive. I personally can't work very effectively in a messy house or clutter or anything like that. So I thought today we could take down the Christmas decorations, and I'm just going to start having to think about ways I can organise the house and just make it better. And then I'm going to plan kind of my next few days working schedule because I want to get straight back to it as of tomorrow. And yeah, I just want to get back into the swing of things with my food and stuff like that as well. So I'm really looking forward to today, like a really lovely reset, organisation, declutter, clean, all that sort of stuff. I have already done my vision board, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the video, and just kind of my overall goals for the new year as well, if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, it's time to say goodbye to the Christmas decorations. So I think I'm going to start in here. What I have come to learn today is that there is hardly any boxes I have to store my decorations in. So let me show you what I use. So I have these boxes, which are from B&M, and I use these to store away my Christmas decorations every single year. I've had them quite a little while now, and I personally love these because they just protect the decorations, like they stop them getting dust in them or anything like that. I have so many glass baubles and they don't break in them boxes if you're careful with them. So yeah, I've come to learn that I only have 2 half boxes of space. That is not enough. So I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of a detour and go to the shops and get some bits as well, which is annoying, but yeah, I'm gonna make a start anyways and take this one down now, and then yeah, just see how I get on. I can't say I enjoy taking them down, but something I'm trying to do is trying to not rush or not view things negatively if it's a task that I want to get done. Does that make sense? Because I think something we all do, and I've really come to realise this recently, is our attention spans are pretty rubbish because of social media, I think, and we just want like instant wins, instant fixes, instantly getting things done. And I think that then means tasks that we're not necessarily particularly enjoying, we just get really irritated during the process. I can't just relax and just get on with something and just be present and enjoy it. I then think, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, just want to get it done, and it makes that whole environment very negative and it's not a nice headspace. So even if there's something I don't enjoy, I really this year and just going forwards in life just want to accept that not everything is fun, and that's okay, and just still take your time, and there's no need to rush and there's no need to get annoyed and irritable, just get it done. Like, I was having a conversation, going off a little bit of a tangent here, but we had friends over for dinner the other night and we were having a conversation about what did people actually used to do back in the day when we didn't have the internet and phones and all that stuff, like when our parents were younger, and think of the things they would have done to fill their time. Like we were saying, if there was a event at school and you had like a non-uniform day and you were dressing up as something, our mums or parents would have made the character like costume for us, or the amount of love and effort that would have gone into like the homemade meals, whereas I think we've lost that in our sort of generation, for anyone watching that's my similar sort of age group, and I think that's really sad. So that is something I really want to get better at, just not thinking everything needs to be done so efficiently and quickly, and it's actually okay to just like chill, take a little bit of time and just enjoy the process and like romanticize everything that you're doing, even the boring, mundane housework that is boring, let's be real. Put some music on, or put a podcast on, or put something on. Use that time to do something else that you also like. I think it's called habit stacking. Kind of like you're stacking a few things on top of each other to get them done at the same time, but it makes it more enjoyable. I'm just getting better at that. Well, I want to get better at that, should I say. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to pop on some music, something I want to listen to, and then make a start on this. And it's just going to make it that little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, it's all in here, isn't it? It's the mindset and it's how we view things. And that is something we need to work on and train, because our habits are so ingrained in us. And it's something I really don't like about myself. So it's something I'm actively looking to work on. But anyways, guys, let's get a start on. quick change of plan. We're going to quickly pop down to Co-op now and get some food for today and tomorrow because my food shop is not till 6 o'clock tomorrow night, so we don't have anything in and I really want to be good with my health. By the way, sorry about the stabilization on this camera, it's so shaky, guys. But yeah, gonna go do that now, go get some boxes for the decorations as well, hopefully if the shops are open, and then when we're back we will then undecorate. This is where we're at. The first tree is bare, which is great. I did actually pop out and get some boxes in the end. These were just from the factory shop, which is in our local Co-op. I just got these. They're quite small. They were quite expensive, but I wasn't prepared to wait another day to like order some on Amazon, which were cheaper. I've got a white box, I've got a champagne box, I've done a red one, and which is down there. And then I've got one more left for the kitchen, and I can keep like filling these ones up. But yeah, it's Jordan's job to take the tree down because it's too heavy and I don't want to do it. I need to like pop all the picks into something as well. So yeah, next up is the kitchen. I'm decorating the second tree and then we can just go around the house and get rid of like stockings and stuff like that. And then I need to organise and tidy and clean afterwards, which I can't wait for. I'm so excited for just a bare, clean, clear house. Now I've got started, I'm not stopping until it's all done. We lose track of time, head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond scale the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, that is the Christmas tree gone for another year. It honestly feels so bare in here. Normally this unit is this side, but we moved it for Christmas, so we'll have to move that back at some point because we have these really ugly cables. I don't know what they're for, but they've always been there, and the unit covers it. Also, there's so many like plug sockets back there as well, which I hate the look of. So yeah, the unit just covers all that nice, so I think that will be moving back in the next few days. But yeah, Jordan's just gone over and hoovered everything. I'm now about to go into the kitchen and it is a freaking mess in there, I tell you. So it's time to make the kitchen nice and sparkly again, which is very needed.
Stands by the window, stares at the morning sun. She hopes for a clear view before the day is done. What can you do when you're head over heels in love? No need to fight, but it's keeping her up all through the night.
Excuse the fact I'm getting more and more dishevelled throughout this video, but little update. So the living room is all kind of back to normal now. That needs to go upstairs. That's just like the Christmas cushion covers and stuff like that. And then I've got a coat there that I need to take upstairs. But other than that, the living room is all done, which I'm happy with. The dining room as well is nearly done. I just need to pop my asthma spray and stuff upstairs and then give this a wipe down. I have to be honest, I'm really happy to see this clear because it had autumn decor and then Christmas decor. So this has not been clear now since like probably like September sort of time. So it is nice to just walk into a room and it feel nice and neutral. But what I want to do now is go upstairs and just sort through the washing that needs doing, because you feel like you've achieved something, but in reality it takes like 2 seconds to actually put on. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's important to find the quick win tasks, because if everything you do is so difficult and just, you know, tiring, you get less done. So I think sometimes when you are like having a declutter day or an organisation day, try and find some things that are easy, quick wins that make you feel like, oh, I've got a lot done today, and you know, the house is feeling fresh. Because the reality is I'm not going to get all of my wants done today. I'm going to have to do some of the organising tomorrow, which is totally okay. Wow, it's super dark up here. But yeah, anyways, let's sort through the washing next.
No end in sight.
So I've got at least 4 wash loads. I've got a bedding to go on, darks, towels, and then lights. I'm going to try my very best to try and get through this all today. I've already got a load in the tumble dryer, so as soon as things are ready, I'm just going to keep adding another load, and just get this done as quick as I possibly can, because I can't stand there being so much washing. I was completely caught up, guys, like 3-4 days ago. I do not understand how 2 people could accumulate so much. It's hitting that time of the day where I am in serious need of some food. I really need to eat something. So I thought part of getting my life together for January sort of thing, we could kickstart eating really healthy. I am going to be doing a separate video on this. I will just show you what I'm going to be making for my dinner tonight. I'm basically just focusing on eating as clean as I possibly can in terms of like the least amount of processed foods possible, and really like just, you know, reading the back of packets and making sure that I'm not eating things with loads of preservatives in and stuff like that. Really low sugar, and if I do have sugar, it's got to be natural. Lots of veggies, some protein, but not too much meat. Cutting out all processed bars, like protein bars and things that are processed, basically. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to just seeing how this improves my gut health and my physical kind of just everything all around. I'm really excited about it, but like I say, I'm doing a separate video on it. So I will show you now what I'm going to be having for dinner. I can't wait. So here's the finished dinner. I'm so excited to tuck into this. I made this over Christmas and I loved it. I've got the large couscous, another 3 portions, and I've got all of this salad too. So what I'll do, once this is cooled down, I chuck that in with the salad and just mix it together. And then that's like a nice cold side dish that I can have with the chicken tomorrow and just kind of repeat a similar thing. But yeah, Jordan isn't having this. He does like it, but he couldn't eat it as much as I can. Whereas I can eat a meal like this on repeat, but he can't. So I've got him steak, which I'm going to do for him in a minute. But I'm having my dinner a little bit early because I'm so hungry. I've got some pickled onion, olives, chicken, my salad, feta, and then giant couscous. I can't wait, guys. Honestly, this is for me a massive thing about just a fresh start and all of that, feeling good. You've got to start from within, because if you're not eating good, you're not going to feel good and you're not going to just perform good. So guys, I thought we could take this evening to discuss goal setting and reviewing where I wanted to be this time last year and if I achieved certain things or what went wrong or what went right, all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to personally do a whole video dedicated to goal setting this year. Normally I run through my goals in complete detail in terms of last year, what I want to do for the next year, and I set a lot of goals for myself in all areas of life, including finances and all stuff like that too. And I've decided this year to not do that. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on, but I wanted to start off by giving you some really helpful ideas that might help you for this year. This time last year, I was in not a great place mentally. I was struggling. It kind of just felt like I was never going to feel happy again. There was just a lot of uncertainty in my life at this point last year. A lot was up in the air, things were changing for me, and it was just a really, really difficult time. I don't think I've ever experienced anything quite like it. And I didn't really know how to reach my goals or how to be enthusiastic about things when I didn't feel happy in myself. But there's certain things I did which really helped with that. So one thing I did every single month was break my goals down into monthly goals. So this was my January goals for last year, and I had social goals, which meant social media related because that's obviously where I make my money. I had health related goals, financial goals, and then lifestyle. And what I try and do is break down my big annual goals into bite-sized chunks each and every month, just because it made it feel that little less overwhelming and I could find things that I could do to help me get to that goal. Because it's all well and good sitting there saying, oh, I want to do X, Y, Z, but if you haven't actually got a plan of action, it's going to be quite hard to get there. So I think that's really important. You know, you set your goals, but you have to actually have a pathway of how you're going to get there. So something I did that really, really helped me when I was going through the tough time and I was struggling was having a health and wellness tracker. And it was just something like this in my notepad, nothing fancy, but I put the date on there. I then had my mood and I would rate my mood on a 1 to 10. To give you an example, the 1st of February, I rated my mood as 3 to 4 out of 10, overwhelmed. So I'd have a word and a score as well, just so I could understand if my score was low, why was it? What feeling was I having that day to make that score come down? So one day was 5 out of 10, still overwhelmed, and I put work, so I knew what it was to do with. 3 out of 10, feel shit, I put one day. 4 out of 10, overwhelmed. 3 out of 10, overwhelmed. 5 out of 10, okay. It just helped me to identify how I was feeling and why, what was causing it. Was I doing anything that was having an impact on my mood? And just doing this just really helps you to have an overview and like to see what could be something that's causing an issue in your life. I'd also put on here what exercise I did that day, if any, and if I had any form of self-care, because my goal was to do something every day for myself. If that's just having a bath or a face mask, something like that. And then I would score my diet out of 100, how good I ate that day. That's something which was super helpful for me. And if you're someone that is in that mindset I was in, I 100% recommend you do that. I did stop doing that when I started feeling happy again, just because I didn't feel the need to obsess over every small factor in my life. I think for me personally, it was a short-term measure, something I could do to track where I was at and to understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Basically, it was just good for me to get it from here onto here and understand, because you can sit there and say, I've had a rubbish 3 months, but actually it helped me to see, no, I did have some happy days in that time, and those days I was working out or I was eating good or whatever that may have been. So I really do recommend that if you're going through a stressful period in your life, you're unhappy, whatever it may be. It really, really did help me. It might not help you, but I personally found it really helpful. Something else I did, which I found super helpful as well, this is obviously very personal to me, so I'm not going to read everything out, but I put what is wrong in my life, because at this point it was when I was feeling really rubbish. So I just found that helpful again, because I could kind of identify what is actually wrong and writing that down. And obviously that can be a little bit of an upsetting task, because you have to get everything out that you're feeling, and it's not always nice to see your, you know, what is wrong on a piece of paper and be faced with it head on. So the next thing I did was write down my dream life. So I have my dream life in the middle. Again, I'm not going to show you because it is personal to me, but I had a few different areas. So I had environment, so what I wanted my environment to be like, and you completely can personalize this to yourself. So I put peaceful, aesthetic, minimal, clean, stuff like that. Then I put day. So what I meant by that was what I want my day to look like. Freedom and flexibility, sense of achievement, trips, things that I do. So in my dream life, what do I do? And I've put spa days, regular traveling, city breaks, self-care, learning. You have to tailor this to you and what you want. Yours will look completely different to mine, and that's completely fine. But this just really helped me to see what I was currently in and where I wanted to be. And you know, this is obviously a lifestyle, a whole lifestyle. You haven't got to achieve this overnight. It was just really great to kind of have the differences on a piece of paper and to understand that and to sit with them feelings. So then kind of breaking that into my goals for the year that I then set myself. So let's work it back to 2023 goals, Hazel, to see what she wanted. So my social media goals last year were to have significant growth on social media, and I set my TikTok goal for the year at 50,000. So I started the year, because I have a little social media tracker here, I started the year on 26,200 and we ended the year on 72,200. So yeah, over 20,000 over my goal. I was super happy with that growth. Obviously next year, well this year, 2024, I want to hit the big 100k on there, which I feel quite confident about. I'm really happy with that. And then my Instagram goal was 150,000 for the year. We started Jan on 130,000 and I ended the year on 154,000. So just above the goal that I set myself. Put a lot of time and effort into Instagram this year, so there's no surprise I saw growth because I really did put the effort in, and it paid off. December, not so much, which I'm noticing a loss from not putting the effort in. So Instagram does punish you, I find, when you aren't consistent. I've definitely learned that with that platform. Also guys, I'm very conscious that I look rubbish. We know I look rubbish. I've been cleaning all day, so just ignore how I look. I just want to sit here like I'm sitting with one of my friends and just chill and chat with you guys. And literally I've got like a wet patch on my arm somewhere because I've been cooking and cleaning and all sorts. My YouTube goal was 100k. Let's not talk about that. I started the year on 71,000, ended the year on 76,000. So YouTube, I am struggling with, I have to be honest. It's a platform that I am struggling to navigate, and it was my favourite platform, and I got quite annoyed with it in 2023. But I have to say, I'm feeling quite excited about YouTube for 2024. So we'll see what happens with that one. I put to create communities per platform. So I wanted each platform to be different because it's easy to just repost the same thing on every single platform because you're given the option to. You can repost it as a reel, a YouTube short, a TikTok, but I have really worked on that, and I'm really happy that every platform I have is different in some way. If you come to my YouTube, you're going to learn a lot more about me personally. You're going to get some finance tips. If you go to my Instagram, you're probably going to learn how to find an outfit that you might like for yourself, something fun like that. And then my TikTok is just a little bit of everything. So I definitely love that I have created different communities per platform and just a slightly different vibe for each platform so that you can get different things from me on different platforms and it's not just the same. I wanted to post 3 videos a week on YouTube and 3 reels a week on Instagram, which I mainly did. YouTube was a little bit hit and miss some weeks, which is shocking for me because once upon a time I used to post like 6 times a week on YouTube. The reason why I didn't with YouTube is just because I felt very lost with the platform, and I am struggling with the engagement on YouTube, I have to admit. And yeah, it's hard to keep pumping out content when it's not reaching the right people or it's not doing as you may have wanted it to do. It can be disheartening, and it can also impact what you earn, if I'm being completely honest. So sometimes less is more when you're going through a period like that, but I'm very much kind of on the YouTube excitement again and looking forward to pumping out lots of content and adding value to my channel. And then I wanted to have a 5-figure month on social media for the first time ever, and I'm really happy to say I did hit that goal in 2023, which was amazing for me, especially after leaving my full-time job. I was really happy that I managed to make that happen, and I don't know how I made it happen, but I just did. So I'm really chuffed with that. I worked really hard in 2023, worked with a lot more brands than I've ever worked with before. It was the busiest I've been by far, social media wise, ever. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then my lifestyle goals for 2023 were to go away 3 to 4 times. So I did get to go away quite a few times, but it was mainly more work related, I have to admit. Every trip I went on, I don't put my camera down. I actually had specific trips just for content. So I don't really feel like I truly had a complete holiday in 2023 because I only went away for a few days at a time too. I would love this year to actually have a proper relax at some point. I wanted to go back to Italy, which I got to do, and I wanted wanted to do something fun every month, which I definitely did. I did something fun. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I went to a brand event, which I was super nervous about, but loved it. I wanted to have date nights with boyfriend, friends and family, just having fun, just, you know, time where you put the phone down and you really enjoy that person's company. If that's watching a film with them at home, if that's going out and grabbing a coffee or lunch or a shopping date, whatever that may be. I really made sure to do that in 2023. I did a lot more of that, just going for a dog walk with Jordan and grabbing a coffee, or, you know, going for a spa day with my mum. I did so many more things that I didn't do previously because I was too focused on just working constantly, whereas I definitely learned a bit better to have a work-life balance in 2023, which is super important. In terms of my health, I wanted to walk daily, which I mainly did. I wanted to get into something new. I did. I joined the gym, which I did not see coming for 2023, but this girl right here now has a gym membership. I wanted to focus on my happiness and get happy again, which I definitely have done. I don't want to sit here and like bore you to tears, guys, because I feel like this might not be interesting for you, but a few other things just to kind of summarize this bit. I wanted to upgrade my car, which I didn't do. I actually did buy, well, I reserved a car, paid the deposit, everything, and then I decided to not go ahead with it because it just wasn't the right thing to do financially, guys. Yeah, I just decided not to. Not to say I'm not going to get one. I do really want one, but right now I'm just sitting with that thought and not rushing into something that I may live to regret. But yeah, there's a few other things on here which are just kind of boring that you won't really care about, things like cutting out foods I'm intolerant to, stuff like that. As a whole, I just wanted to run through with you my goals for 2023. I feel like I did reach a lot of them. A few things I didn't, and you know what, like, that's okay. You don't have to reach all your goals, and also I changed my opinion on these goals throughout the year. Some things that I set out in Jan, I didn't actually care for later on in the year, and that's what you learn. You're constantly evolving and developing as a person, and you might not have the same goals in 6 months' time that you have at the beginning of the year. So that's just something to consider too when you're setting out these goals. So yeah, that's kind of all the goals sort of stuff. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? I want to talk to you about what I'm doing this year, and my camera battery is literally on its last bit, so I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. Now, if you watched my glow up video for 2024, I'll link it down below if you haven't watched it. I did show you my vision board and talk about that, but just to kind of explain what I'm doing this year. So as much as I am someone that I love having goals, and I think it's great, and that's what I've done for literally years, and it's always worked for me. I've been very, very career driven and focused on numbers and savings and finances and all that stuff, which I still am. I love all that, you know, I want to see growth. I've finally got to a point in my life where I feel more content, and maybe I could do a whole video about this, but I think I was constantly chasing the next thing, and always putting this pressure on myself that I have to get to the next level, never can just sit and enjoy where I was at. And I'm grateful for my past self for being like that, because if I wasn't like that, I wouldn't have achieved what I have achieved for my age. And I am really proud of myself, as I don't really ever say it. You know, if I actually sit and think about what I have achieved, I am proud of myself, and I'm really happy with where I'm at. I mean, I do get super anxious and worried and overthink, because that's the sort of person I am, but you know, I'm certainly not arrogant with it. But yeah, I am happy if I sit and really take it in. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities I have, and I can't believe this is my life. And as a result of that, I don't want to have any pressure on myself anymore. I think that, you know, I'm happy with where I'm at, and as long as I continue developing and getting better as a person, that's all I feel like I need to do. You know, it's great to have a goal to save the next amount of money, or do this or do that, or buy another property, or whatever it may be, but I kind of feel like everything I want is almost like, it's hard to explain, and I sound like a crazy person, but everything I want is, I feel like, is based off who I am at this stage of my life. So if I get better in myself, in terms of I keep learning, I keep educating myself, I keep developing as a person, you know, my views on things change and evolve and get better, I can show up better in terms of content and work, and I can produce better content and work. So I don't think there's much I can do in terms of progress anymore, other than, you know, work on myself, because I feel like when I work on myself, that is going to reflect in the work that I do. I really hope that makes sense. That's really where my head is at for 2024. I just want to work on myself, because I feel like that will literally ripple out into all aspects of my life. And it might sound really cliche and cheesy or whatever it is, but that is truly how I feel for 2024. I feel like there's been so many ups and downs the last few years, and that's that's what your 20s are like. You know, your 20s are hard. I just didn't realise what they were going to be like. There's so many things you go through in your 20s and it's difficult. I thought your 20s would just be the best time of your life and fun, and to some extent it is, but your life changes so much so quickly and it can be hard to keep up with it. Things happen and you don't know how to deal with them because you might not have been in that situation before. So it's a lot of evolving in your 20s, but I finally feel like at the age of 28, you know, I'm getting closer to my 30s now. Not that I feel it, I feel about 21 still, but I definitely feel like I'm maturing as a person and learning more, and I can identify in myself that I still have things I definitely need to improve on and work on, and I'd rather channel my time and like my thoughts into that instead of like numbers that I need to hit. Does that make sense? Because I think that will come with progress I make internally. I really hope that makes sense. But basically, just to kind of summarize what I want to do internally and for myself, it's just things like really focusing on what I'm eating and my nutrition. And I'm not saying that from just a weight loss perspective. I actually mean that more from a putting things into my body that it needs, because I definitely struggle with my hormones, like with my periods. When I read like the PMDD symptoms, I definitely can tick nearly all the boxes, to be honest with you, which is just not pleasant. Every single month I feel like I'm losing my mind, and I know that can definitely be due to hormones not being like regulated properly, and food is a massive factor as to that. So I really just want to sort out my nutrition and eat a lot cleaner and less processed foods, because in my head I used to think eating healthy was low calorie, like protein bars, stuff like that, but actually they're packed full of preservatives and things that our bodies aren't necessarily going to cope with well. So I want to take them things away and see how my body responds to it. That is so important to me. Yeah, I think if I can do that and I feel really good in myself, then I'm going to feel more confident in my content and stuff like that too. But I also just want to really focus on my stress management this year, because I am a stressy person. I get super overwhelmed and anxious, and once I've got a thought in my head, I just can't let it go, and that is a downfall I have, like a massive downfall, and I've never managed to shift it, and it's just something that I really do want to work on, really want to work on in 2024 and just going forwards. Not just 2024, but just going forwards. I just really hope that I don't spend the rest of my life being anxious and stressy all the time and overwhelmed over nothing, because it's just disappointing, you know, and it kind of ruins nice moments. Like for example, this year, you know, this is the year I've gone 2023 was the year I went self-employed, and did I actually enjoy it? Always my dream, I guess, to work for myself one day, and I am now, and I don't think I appreciated it as much as I should have because of my brain not letting me with my emotions and just how stressed and anxious and overwhelmed I get. I hope all that makes sense, and I really hope that this year I can appreciate it a lot more. I feel like I really am appreciating it, but I hope I can enjoy it more this year. It's going to be a really great year if I can stick to what I've just said in this video and actually implement it and work on it. And that's the best you can do. You can work on these things. It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. We're always going to have things to learn, and I think that, you know, anyone that thinks they're perfect and they have nothing to learn, there's something not right there, because I think we always can be learning and evolving in any area of our life. If that's just our mindset or how we speak to other people or how we listen, just there's so many things. I'm not a specialist in these things at all, like hence why I need to work on them, but yeah, that's just how I'm feeling for this year. So it might be something that you like the sound of too, not setting strict goals for yourself and being so rigid with them, and maybe just having a vision board and just being a bit more chill about it. That is definitely my approach this year. But you might be, you know, where I was last year, the year before, where you have a goal. You're looking to buy your first house, you're looking to buy a car. There's things that you literally do need to set goals for, whereas I do feel like, of course I have life goals, like of course I do, there's things I want to do, but I don't need to put a time stamp on them and pressure on them anymore. So yeah, I really hope that was kind of helpful for you guys and gave you some ideas for your 2024 goals / vision board / just what you're looking to achieve this year, and things that you might, you know, maybe that's given you some prompts as to what you can do to, like, you know, just things you can sit down and think about. If you are wanting to do this, just have a really nice chilled time. You need to have kind of like the house to yourself. Go upstairs, lock yourself in the bedroom, just get comfortable, relaxed, and have a nice drink, like a hot chocolate or a tea or whatever that is that you like, and just really relax and take the time to reflect and think about it, because it's meant to be a really nice activity. It can be emotional, like I say, if you're reflecting on things that aren't making you happy, but it should make you feel more uplifted and free once you've done it. So I really do recommend whatever that is, if you're reflecting on the last year and what you want to do this year, or just come into the epiphany that I've had that actually I don't need to set ridiculous goals anymore for this year. Do take that time to reflect, because I think it is really important. You might journal daily, you might journal weekly, you might write yourself a letter for this time next year. People do things in all different ways. There's, you know, there's no right or wrong. There are so many different ways that you can do this, but this is just what I've done and I'm really happy and I feel good about it. So yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap this up here because the battery, I can't believe it's still on, to be honest with you, like I'm shocked. But I will be continuing to film videos like this as and when I kind of see differences in my life and what I'm working on and lessons I learn and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be organising the house tomorrow. I may or may not film it, I'm not sure. Obviously today's been a bit more of a decluttery day. Done some organising with the Christmas decorations. There's still a lot that needs doing. Like I'm looking around this room thinking, oh my lord, it's a mess. So yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of an organisational day tomorrow, although it's the 2nd of Jan and I wanted to get back to filming on the 1st. I know I'm filming, but this is kind of, it's hard to explain. Like in my head, this isn't filming because it's not a proper video like a fashion video or something that actually requires a lot of time and effort, whereas this is just more chilled. So yeah, I wanted to get back to properly filming like today, tomorrow, but I think I'm just gonna take that time to get my environment exactly how I want it to be so that I can show up and be happy and not stressed. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy New Year. I hope you are feeling good and you're excited, and yeah, I'm really excited for this year. I have no idea what this year is gonna entail. It's the excitement of life, I guess. So yeah, take care and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.